This video will give you an introduction to nuclear security. When we speak about nuclear security, we are referring to physically securing nuclear materials, facilities and related activities, but also sensitive information, computers, and personnel. In this video, we will focus on nuclear security specifically applied to the nuclear materials, but the concept that will be presented can easily be transposed to the remaining aspects. 4 main items will be discussed in this video. The first item is related to the need for nuclear security. In the second one, we will discuss the nuclear facilities and related activities that need to be protected. In the following item, we will present how a national nuclear security regime should be implemented. And last but not least, we will see the main principles for the physical protection of nuclear material. The main objectives of nuclear security are to protect people, properties, society, and the environment. In an ideal world, where no threat would exist, there would be no need for security. Only safety would matter in that case. Unfortunately, this is not our world, and threats exist. What are the threats that the nuclear security should protect against? It should protect against malicious acts by an adversary. These acts can be unauthorized removal with the intent to construct a nuclear explosive device, unauthorized removal which could lead to subsequent dispersal, or sabotage. In this video, we will limit ourselves to the protection against the risk of a malicious act with the intent to construct a nuclear explosive device. The two other risks will need different specific security measures, but the concept behind are similar. I referred earlier to nuclear facilities and associated activities. What do we consider in there? It covers the full life cycle of nuclear material. The figure here represents the nuclear fuel cycle. As we can see, the nuclear fuel is produced, used, stored, or recycled during its life. At each related facility, the material should be protected by security measures. This is also the case when the material is transported from one facility to another. Nuclear security is based on different international conventions. One major convention for nuclear security is the Convention on the Physical Protection of Nuclear Material of the United Nations, which obliges the states to protect their nuclear material. The International Atomic Energy Agency has developed over the years guideline documents in the nuclear security series. These documents can be used by member states as a basis for their national, legal and regulatory framework. Each state is responsible for the physical protection of its nuclear material and associated activities by building an adapted national regime for physical protection. The regime for physical protection should contain a legal framework, define clear responsibilities during the full life cycle of the nuclear materials, define the competent authority with regard to the physical protection, and contain a regulatory structure. The malicious use of the nuclear material will have different potential consequences depending on the radioisotopes contained in the material and the quantity of material. According to this, the International Atomic Energy Agency has categorized the nuclear facilities materials in 3 different categories. Category 3 is the one having the lowest consequences, whereas Category 1 has the highest consequences. Due to the fact that these different categories of nuclear materials have different consequences, the security measures to be applied are different from one category to another, with the most stringent for Category 1. This will lead to different security zones, resulting in what we call a graded approach. Nuclear material in Category 3 should be contained in a limited access area, which is designed with specific security measures. The nuclear material in Category 2 should be contained in a protected area, which needs in turn to be contained in a limited access area. The protected area is designed with increased security measures. Finally, nuclear material in Category 1 should be contained in an inner area, which needs to be contained in a protected area, which is already contained in a limited access area. The inner area has the most stringent security measures. This is what we call the defense in-depth approach. The physical protection system, which is an integrated set of physical protection measures intended to prevent the completion of a malicious act, is based on a 4-step approach. The first step is the deterrence of malicious persons by monitoring the threat level, counter-observing, and the use of deterrence equipment, such as a fence and other rather visible security measures. If there is an attack, the second step will enter into action. which is the detection and assessment of potentially malicious or unauthorized acts with, for example, a CCTV camera. After the assessment, the response will intervene in case of an actual event. The last step, and certainly not the least, is the delay step, which is performed through different mechanical barriers installed to protect each security zone of the nuclear facility, allowing sufficient time for the response to neutralize the attack. These 4 steps are not only achieved by equipment, but also by strict procedures, computer security, information protection, and personnel security measures. The security system of a facility is not only dependent on the measures that are applied, but also on the people applying and being aware of the security measures and the potential consequences of the malicious use of nuclear material. This is called the security culture of the facility. Thank you for your attention.